It's Mike again, and day 3 of our live BD update. Got some really exciting stuff for you today. But first, a quick update. Oh, and actually, before I do that, the reason I'm in this skanky t-shirt and I haven't had a shower yet is I'm heading down the gym directly after this transmission. So please forgive me that. At least you haven't got smell-o-vision, have you? So should be okay. Anyway, la-di-da. Yesterday, if you remember, I sent an email asking somebody whether I could go and do a demo of our online training modules. They'd expressed an interest some time ago in that. CRM had reminded me, and so I sent the email off, and I'm very pleased to announce I've actually got an appointment a week on Friday. I'm in Birmingham that day anyway, so it's a double win. And I'm particularly pleased because this is a senior guy in one of the big 4 consultancies, so I'm sure it's the first of many meetings before I get anywhere, but that's good news, so I'm pleased about that. Also, those LinkedIn invitations, one of the 5 that I invited to connected. So, you know, hey, not brilliant, but it's par for the course. 20% is about right these days. So this morning what I've done is added that person to CRM and then moved into LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Now, those people have never seen Navigator. It's a paid version of LinkedIn, but it's particularly powerful for new business or new client hunters. It's entirely geared to that. What I'll do is I'll tweet and post on LinkedIn a link. You can watch a very short video, not one of mine, it's one of LinkedIn's. But for those people who are actively looking for new clients, it's very useful. It's got a lot of kind of CRM functionality. You can do a lot more, you can search a lot more, and there's just a whole bunch of stuff in there that's very useful. I mean, we're only a very small business. I have it, and I'd say it makes a massive difference. So have a look at that video when I send it out. Now, the other thing that you get with LinkedIn Sales Navigator is a thing called Point Drive, which is very cool. Let me tell you about that, because that's what I've been doing this morning. I'm building a Point Drive for my talk in September. Point Drive effectively gives you, well, it's just a website really. You just create it, drag and drop. You put a title, you put a little kind of explanation of what's below, and then you can put what LinkedIn calls assets. So these are anything really. You can put, the one I've done today has got a video, a PDF that people can download, and then a link to a website where they can book their place on the course. But you can put PowerPoint presentations, you can put ordinary Word documents, anything you want really. And you put a little description and then they can click on it and look at it. So the way you would use this is that if you send this through a LinkedIn in-mail to somebody that you don't know, or to a message to somebody that you do know, LinkedIn will tell you, this is so cool, who's actually clicked through and when they get there, what they do. So whether they've actually clicked on the video and watched it or downloaded the PDF that you've given them. So you can imagine how powerful this is for new business. You can encapsulate in one kind of place, one site really, everything about yourself or your product or your service or whatever you want really, and you can send it to someone you know or somebody you don't know, and then you can track what they do with it. It's a form of self-selection, so those people that interact quite a bit, you should then follow up with in some way. It's very cool. Again, I'll see if I can find a link to Point Drive to explain what that is. Now, okay, you've got to pay for it, but this morning's BD has been wrapped up with that, because I've built this Point Drive. It's not ready for publishing yet because I just need to change the video slightly. But as soon as it's ready, I'll publish it if I can. I'm not sure whether you can publish it kind of on social media. I'm sure you can. It's just a PDF. It's just a URL like anything else. But you can have a look at it and see what I mean. It's very cool. And I'll know, of course, if anyone's clicked through. So it's fairly interesting. So that's it for today's update. Let me just we're halfway through now with this. Let me just put a summary on this. What I want you to get from this is that these aren't particularly special things. They're not earth-shattering. I just keep plodding on, inviting people to connect, obviously, putting people on CRM. And don't forget with that, it's not just putting the contact details in, which you could just as easily put into Outlook. It's coding them up in such a way that you can find them in the future if you want to do something with a group of people, like make them an offer or invite them to an event or something. That's the key of this, and it's really important that you do that. That's what takes the time with me, is coding them up properly so I can find them. But they're just small things, but every day I just move a little bit further forward. So far this week I've got 2 meetings in the book and probably 3 or 4 extra connections on LinkedIn And by the end of tomorrow, I expect to have a really cool document which I can send out to get people to register for the seminar in the autumn. Okay, so that's about it for today, guys. I'll be back with you tomorrow. I'm going to do something a little different with CRM tomorrow, actually, so I'm looking forward to that. So until then, have a super day, and I'm just going to head off down the gym now. Take care.